Welcome back to the worst podcast on the internet. Today, I have one of my favorite bands from the Nashville scene, Camelot.
Yes.
How about everyone introduces themselves,
Yes.
starting with Ava right here?
I'm Ava. What's up? How are you doing? I'm doing pretty well.
What do you do in the band?
I sing and I play a little bit of guitar and I write music and stuff and I do all of the things.
Fire.
Yeah, I'm Lucas. I play guitar. That's it.
Fire.
You write too.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't shortchange yourself. I mean, Ava also mixes the music along with Lucas.
Yeah, we both mix it.
So yeah, in fact, everyone in the band is full blown artists. Like everyone has made and is making music on their own as well.
Yeah.
So like we're a powerful unit.
Mm.
So like I'm William and I play the bass in the band. I help write the music and the two other bandmates are two other bandmates that aren't here. Dominic, our drummer, he also can play guitar and he sings really well.
Yeah.
It's like wow, who would have known? But it's beautiful. And then Lewis plays guitar, lead guitar, but he also brilliant singer. So really talented group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Alright, so how did like the band get started originally?
Well, it started with me and Lucas. We were just kind of messing around. I think I was like, I need to release a song right now. I'm going to right now. And that's how we released our first song. We made it in one night, and then for like months at a time, we would stay up till like 6 a.m. just writing songs. And then eventually we were like, okay, well, we want to play live. So we've got to find people to pull in. They're like solid. And that's kind of what we did.
I mean, we didn't even have to pull them in. Like Will and Lewis kind of came out of the woodwork. They're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm here. We're gonna play. We're gonna play as a band." And then it happened.
We're very grateful.
And now we're here.
So how did you and what's his name? Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you and Lewis like invade this space right over here?
Well, it was through primarily through Dark Horse, right?
Yeah.
So you knew Lewis through Dark Horse. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you were doing a little open mic Dark Horse event.
Yeah.
And that's when I first met you. And
Yeah.
to me, you're the best one in the group. No offense to everyone else in that songwriters group, but clearly you're the best. And so I just went up and talked to you, and it's like, hey, what are you up to? What do you like? What do you like to do? And you're
What are you
like,
doing?
let's write music. And so I came over, we wrote a song, and then you're like, hey, want to join the band? I was like,
Yeah.
sure. Like,
We wrote a bunch before. Yeah.
oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Alright, cool. So basically Dominic and Lucas are best friends, I think. And then
I've
Ava-
known them since high school.
okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so three of you have known each other since high school. And then you know Will from Dark Horse. And then how did Lewis get into the mix?
Oh gosh. Well, I had a class with him at Dark
Okay.
Horse, and how did y'all meet? Because like y'all were already buddies.
Me and Lewis.
Yeah.
I can't remember what came first. I feel like I met Lewis after I joined the band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but I mean, we became friends pretty lickety split.
Yeah,
I mean,
y'all are
we,
good
we get
buddies.
along pretty great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
it's fun.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned that like everyone in the band is like, also like a solo artist as well. So let's like go around the room and I want to like how do you like each individually like when you're writing music, like how do you like decide okay, this is my song or like this song deserves to be like a Camelot song like as a collective like what kind of like what drives you to like make differentiate the two like projects, I guess, individually.
I'll literally categorize it in my brain, like as I'm writing a chord progression. I'll be like, "This is for me. No one else can have it. It belongs to me. It will be my song. No one else can have it." Or I'm like, "This would be cool for Camelot," so I show it to Ava, and then she writes to it, or she hates it. You never know. But I want Camelot to succeed more than well. If Camelot succeeds, I succeed. I feel like that's kind of the goal. I think we all kind of feel that way. Hopefully, a little bit.
Mm.
But other than that, I don't know.
I feel like I'm dealing with that right now because I have a bunch of weird off kilter songs that are like not quite Camelot, but I think Dom seems to like, especially the weird one that I made. So I'm not really sure where to put that. I'm still juggling between like 5 songs that I've written myself. It's like, should it go towards Camelot or should it go towards me? So I just I don't even know, because I only have one thing out on Ava Frank, and it's like really old. And honestly, I think it'd be more worth it to put everything towards Camelot, because like Lucas just said, if the band succeeds, then we succeed individually as well, and like anything that we make will go well, you know.
Now, you sir, I'm ashamed to say this, but I'm a little unfamiliar with your game. So like, what's your like projects like outside of Camelot, and also like what makes you choose to like, I guess like write for Camelot as well?
Well, I think that it's not so much of uh, we pick and choose. I think like the thing I always think about is what Paul McCartney said, just like whatever idea you have, it's your best one, just use it now, because who the hell knows when you're going to use it next, or if you'll even be alive tomorrow. So so just do it, have fun. And I think though, what's going on here in Camelot lately is that we've been more constructive in writing together more as a group, which is kind of what we want anyway, and I think that helps us let everyone in the group put themselves into the song and into the songwriting. Whereas, if we individually write a song and bring it to the rest of the group, like, hey guys, here's your parts, learn them, right? It's like, it's a little different, and which is totally fine. But I think that one of the things that we're looking forward to more as a band as we grow together is also write together, which we've been doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as my own personal projects go, it's a little different for me, being the bassist in a group, which is really fun. It helps me just to listen more, to chill more, and just make tasteful decisions, I guess. I mean, you'd want to do that in whatever role you're in, but for me, it's like, the typically our songwriting is guitar or melody driven, right? So in my role, I just have to do the best I can, and then, everyone hopefully shines.
Yeah.
I got you.
I think what I've been trying to do also recently, like you said, it's great for everyone to have their own moment in the song, or like, just them. So you feel like everyone feels like they have a part in loving the song. It's like they've put their own love into it. Is writing like a really basic chord progression. I'll just, this is how Stars started. I'll write something really basic and have vocals over it and sing, and then everyone will put their own spin on it. And like that's what happened with Stars. I created a really basic chord progression, and Will made it what it is. It's awesome. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, and everybody contributes. Like, there's so much just technical as well as like magical know-how, I guess. There's no formula, but certainly it's like what we created in our latest single, Stars, is great, because Ava's mixing job just made everything so much more clear and distinct. I'm like, wow, I couldn't have done that, So I think as a collaborative effort, I think we've also realized, like, as a group, ape together strong kind of thing. So, it's like we don't have to focus on our weaknesses. Like, we can truly just lean on each other. And I think that's something that we're getting better at doing anyway.
Yeah. For sure.
What's like each individually? What's your favorite Camelot song?
Oh no. One that is out, Waiting for You, for sure. I like Waiting for You. That's got a cool vibe to it, and also it has a solo in it that I like playing. It's kind of selfish because I just enjoy playing it live. It's so fun to play. I don't know if everybody else feels that way or not, but I love it. But I still like Moth to a Flame, the first one we put out.
Yeah, me too.
I do kind of like it. It's cute. You can definitely see like the growth there between the first song we put out and what we're doing now, which no one has heard yet besides Stars, obviously. But
Yeah.
it's cool to look back.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite one's not out yet. I think it's the most recent one
Okay.
that we've concocted. We also added a new part that the band hasn't heard yet. Me and Lucas did, so that's fun. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I think my favorite one that's out is Lover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lover or yeah, Lover. That's my favorite one.
I got you. That one seems like the most classic rock out of all the songs
Yeah,
that you made so far, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. So,
me too.
what about you, Will?
Oh no, I love her as well. Like no, it's fun. It's fun to play that one live. It is very smooth.
It's
Yeah,
very smooth.
it's very smooth.
Rolls off the tongue.
It really does. Yeah.
All right, so let me see what's my favorite. I think Waiting for You and Lover are probably like up there, but I don't want to just repeat the answers. I like I like Wastoid a lot, like
Yeah.
the hyperpop song.
Yeah.
I like that line. It's a really funny image. Just imagining Ava like going to a party, taking one shot, and then leaving. That's really funny.
I remember that we went to this. Well, it was Astral, right?
Yeah.
We went to this house venue called Astral, and
Mhm.
we literally went there. I actually wrote that line because that's exactly what I did. I'm not a
Oh,
party
hell
person,
yeah.
and I'm definitely not a drinker.
This man sits outside at every party.
Oh yeah, I find a spot and I hide there until everyone's ready to go. That's kind of my thing. So yeah, but that was true, and the cops were literally coming, and we ran through people's yards and
Mhm.
hopping over fences and shit to get back to the car, like a few streets over, and it was really chaotic and fun. Which is
Mhm.
why the song is so chaotic, because it's the only way to really describe that feeling that we felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and then I also when I think I went to the Cobra show like a couple months back. And it was like fun hearing that song live because it's like a different version, I guess.
Yeah.
Essentially, because it's like more like, well, I guess the song is like kind of a hyperpop song. Like there's a lot of like synthetic instruments and stuff like that. But then live, with like the five of you, it's just like a rock song.
Yeah.
And it was really like, I don't know. It's just obviously a different version, but that energy was just really, really good live. Has
fun.
anyone moshed that song yet?
Yeah, we had a
Okay.
small mosh pit. We need to like get that going. I gotta be like, you gotta mosh before this.
Yeah, that's the mosh pit song.
It's fun for me because I get to go all weird with my vocals, and
Hmm.
it's kind of, I don't know. I like to think or like say before that, don't take yourself too seriously because it's just completely absurd. The entire song is so fucking absurd.
Hmm.
Like I sound like a robot, so that's cool. But yeah, I don't know. It makes me feel a little bit loosened up always because it's like, oh yeah, we're playing this song. It's a little silly. I feel I'm about to say "sweaty man" in a song.
Hell
You
yeah.
know.
Are y'all planning on making any more like hyperpop or anything more like out of left field like that?
We have one single. It's not hyperpop. We haven't made anything hyperpop. That was like a one-off, complete one-off.
Hmm.
We have one single that's it's a little bit different. How to Treat a Woman. That one's not coming out for a while, but
It's close.
it's a little bit electronic, heavier,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
definitely.
it's
The
it's
drums are-
very electronic in a weird way, but also rock.
Yeah, that's the thing that partially. It. I mean, at that time, hyperpop was kind of getting bigger. I noticed a lot of my friends listening to it. People were listening to it more, so I thought, like, why not? First of all, but secondly, we can't really record live drums, so I put the electric drums in as kind of a thing until okay, maybe I can get some real drums in here at some point. And then it would sound more like what we sound like live, but that never really happened.
It's happening now.
I mean, it's happening now, like when we play live, but I mean, it became what it was just because of what I could do, what I couldn't do, kind of like limitations kind of thing. But
I got you.
yeah, I like that song.
Yeah. Do you have any input or?
No, I mean, Wastoid is always fun to play.
I always wondered
Yeah.
if you like that song.
No, I like it. Well, here's the thing. It's like, I feel like Lucas is worried sometimes that the songs might be too simple, right? Well, here's the thing: the simpler they are, the more I get to fool around on stage, and that's like the perfect song to fool around on stage to. So like me and Lewis are always having a blast, like dancing around, and hopefully we'll knock more stuff over in the future. That's the intent at least. So
Yeah, we need to get some like cheap guitars that we can just smash on stage.
yeah,
That would be fantastic. I would love to do that.
so no, it's a fun song. My whole theory over the past year is if it's not fun to play, it's probably not fun to listen to. So we have fun while we play music, and I think that it's contagious. And I don't think we're faking it. Like we have a good time.
Yeah,
So people have a good time.
I'm having a good time. Unless I miss a note, then I freak out for about 5 seconds and get really depressed, and then I'm like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You can't tell though. I hope not. That's it.
Fire. Okay. So, what's the end goal with Camelot? I guess, or like why do you guys why do you, why do you guys choose to work together, and also like why, like what's the meaning behind your music? I guess.
Well, I think all of us want to be like successful, make a living off of what we enjoy doing. I know Lucas like eventually wants to do a film. That's his end goal with everything. He wants to be able to sustain himself and like creating a film and music career. And I really just want to be able to like do this for a living and do what I love for a living without having to worry about what's my future gonna be like, you know. The meaning to me is just like song based. Like the meaning for the band is like friendship. I love all these people so freaking much. But for song based, I feel it just depends on the song. I feel like most of the songs I write are about love or about twisted love. Mostly about twisted love. I just wrote one about like alcoholism. That one's gonna be coming out soon. Well, we wrote that a long time ago. Me and Lucas originally, and then it turned into a whole other thing, Bones. And I hope people find their own meaning in that, because I try to write kind of on the head but vague at the same time, so you can relate it to your own life. So I want people to be like, oh my gosh, I get that. Even if it's not about alcoholism to them, it could be about something completely different. So yeah, I try to write so that everyone can have a voice, yet still hit the nose on the head. You know, the
Gotcha.
nose on the head, the nail on the head, the nose. I'm gonna hit my nose on a head.
Well, yeah, it's always the camaraderie aspect. The music. I think the music is a byproduct of that.
Yeah,
Like incidentally,
it just becomes
yeah,
out of having a good time.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think I feel like we're pretty low key today, but I really appreciate. I'm not saying that we're always like this, but like definitely Lewis and Dominic bring some very intentional fire and energy to
Yeah.
our performance and our rehearsals and our writing. It really translates well, I think, and so like everything, like it's contagious, and so it's just fun to be a part of. It really is, and of course everyone here in the band is very tight knit, so it makes it all the better.
Yeah.
So what's like your live show like? Like sell the audience on a Camelot live show.
I don't know. It's cute. We're like cute or whatever. I feel like I'm cute. I'm kind of timid. I don't know. I like to talk to people like I'm talking. I don't know. Like, come here, but in like a nice way, not in a creepy way. I don't know. For everyone else, they're like crazy. That's how I feel about it.
Will and Lewis have a crazy. Well, Dom included also. They all have a crazy energy. They're always moving around and thrashing around. I don't know how they play their fucking instruments.
I try to do that with them. I try to, but I'm just like, I
Oh, yeah,
just,
you can say
I just
whatever you
want to
want.
like exist. I want to, let's go outside, stare at some trees.
What the hell are you talking about?
That's how I feel all
We're
the
talking about
time.
the live show.
Nah, dog, that is my live show.
Yeah. For sure.
No, I jump around and stuff. I have fun.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I lost it. But yeah, no, I feel like their energy is good enough. Like they're fun to watch. I have trouble not looking at them and focusing on them while I'm trying to play because I also have to play.
Yeah.
But they're pushing me to get out of my shell a little bit and actually move around and actually look like I'm enjoying what I'm doing, which I am in my head. But I kind of just like I'm so focused on getting the right notes. I tend to like freeze up a little bit, but they help me.
They're so
loosen up,
wild.
Yeah.
I love having
Well,
them.
well, and the great thing to remember as well is like, you don't have to get down on yourself for being like it's just like because someone else is doing something, right? Well, like we're all contributing as a band to make the whole picture.
Yeah.
So it's like you just be yourself,
You got
and-
this rock. You got this
Oh,
rock on
I
stage.
definitely have like these 80s rock stances that I try and emulate on stage. Well, my favorite bassists, because I play all the instruments, so I have different like idols for each instrument, It's like when I play guitar, my influences are very specific, I really look up to Jimmy Page like everyone else, I feel like. And then it's different moving to the different instruments. So for bass, definitely Jimmy Bain and Jeff Pilson. Those are like my two friends. And these guys are rock stars from the 80s, And so I don't know. I just, when you're performing music and you're writing and recording and performing, at least for me, I always envision like my idols, who I'm trying to emulate. Like same on the drum set. When I sit down to play drums, like I'm like I want to do justice to my heroes, to my
you
idols.
pull the 80s into our music.
Well,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I gotta get my Dr. Pepper. I'll be right back. Sorry about that.
Well, I don't. The thing is like, the more comfortable we are on stage as a band, I feel like the more comfortable an audience is, and the energy is a very real thing. Like I would say, like I don't know if we're even musicians. Honestly, we're in the business of energy.
Yeah.
Like it's really though. So, we're really serious about rehearsals. We really get it down to a T. We take it all very seriously, but we take having fun seriously in a kind of ironic way. So, it's kind of like we're ultimately there to entertain and let people have a good time, And it's just like the more comfortable we feel, and that doesn't mean that we have to be dancing or whatever, But the more we feel comfortable in our skin, that energy translates, I'm sure. So, I've only heard positive responses to the live show. Everyone there is like really good time. Now, of course, that doesn't mean like you have to mosh to every song and have a good time, and that's certainly not the case in Camelot, except for that one hyperpop song.
Yeah.
But like one of my friends that's been to a couple of our shows, my friend Nolan, he's always said it's been a fantastic listening experience. Like it really lets him daydream into it,
Yeah.
and it's like a really nice thing, So, yeah, I would say our live shows are a vibe, a good one.
They're certainly a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, so come to them.
Yeah. You should.
Are there like some like bands and artists like in the in our community that you guys like enjoy?
I pull a lot of inspiration from like God, that's hard. Soft rock. We were just talking about this the other day. One of the main reasons I started music, started doing music, it was one of the first songs I covered, was a Soccer Mommy song. I really love that type of music. And newer pop influences. I pay attention to a lot of newer music. I've never been the person to look at older music that much because I guess I didn't grow up with it. Besides like Elton John, neither of my parents are musicians, so music was kind of like an undertone in our house until I started doing it, and now there's speakers everywhere in my house, you know. But yeah, I feel like I pull a lot of inspiration from harmonies, from like newer pop stuff, upsall, just like kind of medium artists, and the music business that most people probably haven't heard of. And yeah, I don't know. Fleetwood Mac, that's a big one. I actually do love Fleetwood Mac a lot, and there's some older ones. Nickel Creek, what is, yeah. Um, yeah, I grew up with a lot of folk and pop, so I feel like whatever I write comes out folk, pop, rock, if that's even a thing.
I love the fucking Strokes, dude. The Strokes are my thing. I've always loved the Strokes. I've liked them since I was a little kid. And obviously the Beatles, dude. Like, who doesn't love the Beatles? If you don't love the Beatles, then like, don't talk to me. I don't know. Also, there's another band that me and Dom were actually into that like I think influenced me and him both a lot. It was Catfish in the Bottom, and that's a British band. Like they've been a band for like maybe 8 years now, and I love their stuff.
They're so
It's
amazing.
influenced my style of guitar playing a lot. That's pretty much it for me.
You want to talk about your style of guitar playing real quick?
Oh God. Yeah, I play unorthodox as hell. I play a right-handed guitar upside down as a lefty, which is how Jimi Hendrix did it, the legend. And I wish I could say I could do the same stuff that he does, but I'm not there yet. But it is definitely it's something to see. A lot of people come up to me afterwards and they're like, "What are you doing? Why'd you do that?" And I was like, "That's just how I play, man." And they're confused. And
Hell
they're,
yeah.
they're just confused and
That's
bewildered.
what we want.
That's what I love. Yeah, I love freaking people out for sure. That's it though. That's all I got.
All right, cool. Well,
Oh, well, I mean, I grew up listening to like jazz and the Rat Pack and all that. Dave Brubeck, great stuff. But I mean, that was more or less because my mom thought rock and roll is of the devil. I mean, she still thinks that. God bless her. So I kind of intentionally like got super into like, boomer rock, so 70s, 80s stuff. Um, most of the ways through my teenager years. And so I've been that's been pretty much my diet for the last 10 years or so. So it's been very intentional. Like, and so I'm now consciously making more of an effort to choose, let's say, what's my musical diet, because it influences how we approach music, and so sometimes we're like, yeah, we can't help the things that we like, but then other times, like, well, we can by just listening to different music and stuff.
I was trapped listening to some weird music for a few months. Not gonna name the reason why. Some weird music. It's good music, but it influenced me so much. I didn't even realize it until I sat down to write a song. It's like, holy crap! I'm writing that on accident because this is what I've been kind of forced into listening to for quite a few months. So that really does impact you. Also, I haven't been listening to music at all recently. I've heard so much of it that's just like I need silence. All right, that's all. Sorry, interjection.
No, well, so yeah, I mean that's a great point. One of our, it's a kind of a back and forth, at least for me, of like being a creator and being a fan. So when you're creating music, you obviously can't listen to it at the same time. It's like any other job in the universe, you can listen to music while you do your job.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only kind of line of or vocation of things that, well, you need silence is your canvas. But the silence only allows your whatever you've been listening, like you said, like what you've been listening recently, what's your influences to come to the forefront of your imagination, I guess. So yeah, it definitely affects the color in which you paint.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to like talk about like you growing up, because you said that your mom doesn't really like rock music, but you chose to be like a rock musician. So like, what was that like growing up and like that struggle? Like, how does that like affect you today?
I mean, I don't think of it as a struggle. I love my mom, and she loves me very much. I mean, she sent me some pears the other week. It was very nice of her. So I don't think it affects our relationship. I mean, I just think it's an old world, old school kind of view of things, which has happened before, and something that we forgot about in our current generations and the generations around us. Because my parents are from the baby boomer generation, so they're very, very old school. So I think we're just not used to maybe art being taken so seriously. That people would riot over different albums that came out in the 80s. They would protest about it. Like parents would be up in arms about it's like, hey, what are these guys? These rock and rollers. Like there's a big upset about when Iron Maiden made The Number of the Beast in like
Devil's
1981.
music.
Sure, and so people said the same about jazz when it was invented in like the 20s or the turn of the
Are you
century.
serious?
Oh no,
I didn't
100%.
know
That was jazz was known as the devil's music for the longest time, and then it became mainstream. So it's like, I don't blame anyone, and it's no strain on anyone's relationship. I just think it's cute and funny to mention it, I guess.
Do you think hyperpop is the new devil's music?
Definitely.
I don't think so, but
No, it's the devil.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's the Antichrist.
I don't think so, but I think it's the closest thing. I don't know. I don't think we're ever gonna have. I don't think we're ever gonna have like a genre of music that's branded as the devil's music again. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Unless it's actually about the devil.
Yeah, but that's just called heavy metal though.
That's true.
All right. What are like who are some artists and bands like in the Nashville community that you guys like really rock with?
Like that we've played with before, or
It doesn't have to be like either you play with them or you're
like
just
an
aware of them.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just your favorites.
Yeah. Well, we covered a Bruce and Maroney song for a while. I really look up to that guy. He was in my high school. He like graduated right when I was entering freshman year. I always been like, holy crap, I want to be like that guy. Whenever I get older, he's just an amazing musician. Quite frankly, at that talent show, it was just like, holy crap, I haven't seen a performance like that in a long time. And he was young, very young. So I feel like I admire his work ethic and what he's done with all of the music and how he's exploded. Because I don't know, it was really interesting just seeing it from a dude in high school. Like I saw this dude in high school. He didn't have any fans or whatever, He was just a dude who could write good music, and now he has millions of listeners. Millions. It's insane to me. That's probably one of my biggest.
No, I'm going with Yucks though. Yeah, I like
Yucks!
everything the Yucks is doing.
I love the Yucks.
Yeah, I love Yucks. They were doing like that indie thing for a while, but now I think they're moving in a new direction. It's gonna be really cool. I'm excited to see where it goes, and everyone else should be too.
I'm mixing it right now. You should listen to it when it comes out. It's like really good music. It's punk. Got a recording session soon.
well, yeah. Well, sometimes I'll go out to shows because I used to do quite a bit of photography. I'll probably go back to it one day, but just go out and find different venues here in Nashville. There's quite a bit, and then you find lots of cute little like local bands, and they're awesome. Pretty much every time. I don't think I've ever been to a show where I was like, I'm leaving. This sucks. Like,
I haven't either.
well, and people like, well, I guess it's easy to look at the local scene and be like, these loafers, look at them fooling around playing music. But everyone in every local band is trying their hardest and their best, and you just have to respect it. You have to. One of the bands that I like is this little. They're a duo, but they have like a full backing band. They're called the Violet Moons, but they're really cute, and they like make, I don't know, like '60s inspired, like old timey rock and roll.
That's cool.
You don't. It's there's so many different flavors as well, and you know, if I was more into indie music, I'd know and be more familiar with those. But it's just, you know, then there's another band that I saw that was like called something like Maiden Mother Earth Crone or something like that, and they played like really nasty, distorted heavy metal. It was awesome. So yeah, no, there's pretty much everything here. It's very exciting to see.
Word. I really like Camelot. I also like Candy in the Cavities, but that's a different story.
Candy is fire.
Let's see. Okay. The solo work. Sell me on each of your solo work. Give me like a quick 1 minute.
Dude, I've got one
Pitch.
thing out. It's old, but I like it. I don't know. It's funky. I think you should listen to it. My name's Ava Frank on Spotify. I've got like 2 monthly listeners. You should really listen to Camelot though, because that'd be great. But I might put more stuff out on there soon, and it's like new, and it's stuff that genuinely came from my heart. Everything comes from my heart, but like I don't know. I'm really proud of the stuff that I've written solo recently, but it could end up being on Camelot. Yeah, that's it. Go search Ava Frank.
Oh yeah, my artist name is Maycave, and I kind of make stuff that you want to listen to when you're driving or you're staring at the ceiling and overthinking stuff. That's kind of
That's the vibe. I get it.
that's the point of it, dude. You just sometimes you need a backing track to when you're in your existential crisis phase, and that's what it is. And there's gonna be a lot more of that because that's all I make. I think it's just because that's what I'm doing. I need that myself. Like when I'm overthinking stuff or I don't know what to do with myself, I'll put my nice noise canceling headphones on and listen to those nice guitars with chorus on them. You know, that sort of thing. It's pretty cool.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it. Like, you go ahead.
I don't know. I forgot to even mention that why I do it. I feel like whenever I sit down to write a song, it's not because of that. It's because I feel very emotionally messed up in that moment most of the time whenever I'm writing. I just I can't do anything but do that because I can't process it. So that's it's my therapy in a way. It's my way of processing things and getting it out in a way that's constructive and beautiful most of the time. Sometimes it sounds like shit, but that's.
Yeah, I was gonna say maycave is like listening to a dream. That's like
Yeah, it is.
that's how I feel.
That's what I need. People just need they need a soundtrack for that sort of thing. It's a safe space to go to. That's what I want it to be, at least. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
And I hope it feels that way to other people. You need a safe space to go to. That's what it is. Yeah.
How'd you come up with that name?
Ava showed it to me. It's a real cave in
Okay.
in this park. We have to go up this.
It's actually illegal to go up to it. You shouldn't, but it's really cool.
It is quite illegal. It's not safe. But yeah, it's this. You go up this hill, and we had to go through the trees and this whole trail thing, and we found it. And there's a little plaque out there where people used to be able to go look at it. They can't now, but it was called the Maycave, and I just fucking loved it. I put it in a list. I had a list in my notes of like potential artist names that I may or may not use at a later point in time. But that one just stuck out to me, and I loved it. Also, it's kind of a homage to my mom. Her middle name's May.
Okay,
And,
gotcha.
she never really liked the music thing either. But I wouldn't be where I am without her. So it's definitely a payment to her in a way. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, my artist name is just my last name, Naaden. I guess, like every well-meaning modern rock and roll act, I wanted to be Led Zeppelin, but then I turned out Greta Van Fleet. So I mean, it's just how it goes. So I can only hope that someday I achieve that uh, you know godlike status in the songwriting at least. And so, but I am veering away taste wise. More time goes by, farther and farther away from like heavier things and heavy metal and stuff, and I'm definitely going towards more of like the progressive rock and pop and softer kind of music. So, just creatively, I guess. So, yeah, check out Naaden. I make concept albums. So I only have a couple singles up there, but they're for a couple of albums that are on the horizon, um, which are just stories. I don't. I always wonder: am I hiding from my feelings or emotions by telling stories instead? I just find myself maybe not facing up to them. I don't know.
I don't know. I write stories too. Whenever it's like I can't write about this, I'll make it into a story instead. Instead, it's about something else, but somehow it's still connected to the core emotion of whatever I am feeling. So I don't feel like it is running from it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and it's all cleverly disguised.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I also have to be more conscious about the music I create, because I think that a lot of the times the music is much more of self-fulfilling prophecies in a way. So, I think there's always a place and a time and a place for like moody or depressing music. I love Radiohead. They're one of my big influences in my life. But like I've been telling Lucas recently, I'm like, I just want to make happy music because I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
Like that's all I really care about right now. It's like we need more of that. But that's just my own personal vendetta.
Yeah.
So certainly it's like you what you're going through affects the output, and the output also in turn affects you. It's like this beautiful feedback loop. So I guess like not that I've been creating unconsciously, but it certainly feels like it. Whereas like I feel like I'm more intentional now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This dude is amazing at guitar. I just had
Thank
to
you.
say that. Like, absolutely. He teaches me something different every time he is here. You should definitely go listen to him. So, yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, cool. I don't really have anything. I don't really have anything else. I feel like we hit everything. Is there anything that you guys want to like talk about? Uh, any topics you guys wanted to talk about for this?
I got my teeth done today.
Oh my god, that's not.
How was that?
No, it was great. The lady was like really nice. I liked her a lot. Not in that way.
Yeah, I guess we'll play this game. We'll talk about what we did today. Cool. This is great. Yeah, I got this little amp right here I'm sitting on. You
Yeah.
can't see it. You won't see it, but it's there.
What kind of
So-
amp is it?
It's a Vox. It's a Vox. I just got it, so I don't know the actual model name, but it's a newer Mox. It's a newer Vox, and it's got a bunch of presets on it and like effects. And that's what I need. Chorus, reverb. That's what I need, dude. That's perfect. And that's all I've done today. Let's just enjoy this.
I'm super proud of Lucas getting this Vox.
Me
Now all
too.
he needs is like a mainstay guitar for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Preferably left-handed, so you stop touching the volume knob on accident.
I might get him one for his birthday.
She was talking about secretly getting me a guitar for my birthday, and I don't want her to. But also, guitar would be nice. Is any of this gonna make the cut?
All right, what I did today, I listened to Camelot. I listened to Camelot today. I've also been reading this book called Jitterbug Perfume by Tom Robbins. My coworker recommended him to me. I'm not sure if I like him. Not gonna lie. This book's kind of weird. Not gonna lie. I think it's like a so like the back of the book says it's about a janitor that finds like a bottle of perfume that holds the essence of the universe. But I'm like 60 pages in and that hasn't happened yet. All that's happened is like these waitresses in Seattle just like bitching and complaining and talking about the Seahawks. And then for no reason, it goes to the fucking medieval ages. And it's talking about this like king dude that was like a king. Then he like gets executed, but not really. And then he heads west to like this other kingdom that is like ruled by like the Romans, but it's like when the Romans became Christian. So then like it's talking about like Jesus Christ and like Christianity's new role in the world at this point in time. And then he goes to the fucking forest, and you know who he meets? Pan, the Greek god of nature. And then they're
What?
just and then they're just roasting Jesus for like 8 pages.
It's a really hard storyline to follow.
Yeah, it's super hard to follow. And then that whole I think he died. And then like now we're back in Seattle in like modern day Seattle. And modern day was like the 1980s when this book was written, but like 1980s Seattle, and it's just like, what is going on? I haven't even met the fucking main character yet. He keeps talking about beets, like the fruit beets, and perfume, which I understand why because it's called jitterbug perfume, but I don't get how the role of like perfume and fragrances like ties in to the story yet. Well, I'm only 60 pages in, so
Oh,
I have a way to go. But I'm not enjoying this, Mr. Robbins. If you're watching this, like, what the hell, man?
also, how is that much happening in 60 pages? I have that question. That's my question. How are they doing that?
Well, the Seattle part was like only like 10 pages, and then this fucking medieval king shit was like 50.
Oh,
But I don't think they're going. I hope and pray that they're not going back to the medieval part.
I hope so too.
We'll see. We're back in Seattle right now, so
That's good.
I'm a Niners fan, so I don't really like the Seahawks.
Damn.
All right. Is there anything? Is there anything that you guys want to like take the time to promote here, real quick, before we end the video?
Go listen to Stars. We just put it out, and we're putting out Bones, I believe, either at the end of this month or at the beginning of next month at some point. When is this coming out? Friday. Yeah, so at the end of this month or the beginning of next month, and yeah, go listen to it. Go listen to it. We're working on new stuff too, and I'm excited for that. Yeah, we have a show March 16th, and then we have one on 420 at Diana Street. The March 16th one is at Dark Matter in Nashville, and then Diana Street is like next to MTSU. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you there.
All right, fire. So yeah, listen to Camelot and their individual side projects. I'll leave everything, like Instagram, Spotify's, everything like that in the description for the band and their individual projects or individual projects, including the two members that aren't here. But yeah, just thank you for taking the time to watch this. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend, and I'll see you all in the next one.